We're going to start in with this clip because I want you to see what just happened in the Virginia General Assembly.
All right, I'm going to need to explain the context of what you're about to see. So in the Virginia House of Delegates, where I currently serve, we have a process where you can honor someone that has died by requesting that when the House adjourn in the honor and memory of that individual. And we had a few the other day. I requested that we adjourn in the honor and memory of Charlie Kirk. One of my colleagues requested that we adjourn in the honor and memory of former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman, who was also tragically murdered. I want you to watch the difference in reactions. I would again move that today we adjourn in the honor and memory of Charlie Kirk. Well done, good and faithful servant.
The delegate from Culpeper, Delegate Freitas, moves that when the House adjourn today, do so in the honor and memory of Charlie Kirk. All those in favor, please rise.
Yeah, this is the Democrat side of the aisle, and you'll notice it's very empty as if they're not there, and then several of them just remain seated. Maybe they just didn't show up. Oh, no, there they are. There they are. They say, oh, there's Delegate Shin. She's actually going to come up here in a little bit later. Oh, look, there's Pastor Josh Cole and Delegate Amy Loffer. They're clearly got something to be at. Oh, Delegate Mike Jones. He's got to run out real quick to take a very important something. Oh, look, Delegate Shin's back.
Would move again that we, when we adjourn today, we adjourn in honor and memory of former Minnesota Speaker Melissa Hortman.
The delegate from Fairfax, Delegate Shin, moves that when the House adjourns today, do so in the honor and memory of former Speaker of the House, Melissa Hortman. All those in favor shall please rise.
Oh, notice how no Republicans are running for the door. Instead, we're standing there in solidarity and respect. Maybe it's because we don't find it difficult to stand in respectful solidarity against violence towards people that simply disagree with you on politics. Apparently, it's a bridge too far for some of our Democrat colleagues. I just want to say, once upon a time, I didn't care what they thought about me. Now, I hope that anybody that behaves or acts this way hates my guts. I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
And I do think I'm doing a good job because, quite frankly, one of my colleagues decided to lecture me in the House Delegates break room. She was very upset that her cousin had shared my post, my tweet, after Charlie Kirk's death. And she goes, you know, you're such a hypocrite. You talk about civil dialogue, but you basically called for a war. No, I said we were in the midst of a war between diametrically opposed worldviews. Now, what's interesting is again, she thinks I'm a fascist, I'm a racist, I'm a sexist, I'm a bigot, I'm a horrible human being, a threat to democracy. And yet, no trouble walking right up to me and delivering what her opinion is of me, right? Because she's not really afraid because she knows she's full of crap. She also assumed that I care about the moral ramblings of somebody who believes it's perfectly legitimate to chemically and surgically mutilate gender-confused children or to chop up babies in the womb. I do not. I do not care about her moral ramblings. I am, however, thrilled at two things. One, I'm thrilled that she can't stand me because anybody that behaves the way that she does is not someone that I would want to think well of me, right? So mission accomplished there. Second, I'm thrilled that her cousin is sharing my content. None of my family is sharing hers. So thanks for that. Tell your cousin hi for me. Anyway, the reason why I point this out and the reason why this is important to mention before we talk about these various factions on the right, because you may be wondering, okay, what's the point of this? I want you to understand that what you just saw was not a bunch of, blue-haired, crazy George Soros paid protesters on a college campus setting trash cans on fire and yelling Free Palestine. That's the elected majority in the Virginia House of Delegates. Now you saw, you did see a few members on the Democrat side that had the common decency and courtesy to remain in their seats and to stand up and to, honor the memory of Charlie Kirk. And even if that's not what they attended, they were at least being respectful of the institution and the way that we conduct this process. When you saw the request to honor former Minnesota Speaker Melissa Hortman, you didn't see Republicans dashing around because, again, we respect the institution. And we respect, even though I don't agree with many of the things that Melissa Hortman did or wanted to do, it's still absolutely tragic that she was murdered. And I want to show a modicum of respect for her family that have undergone this tragedy. They don't feel the same compunction. Right? You had a lot of pastors and ordained ministers on the other side of the aisle. They got up and left. I only showed you a few. There were several more. They got up and left. You had some of the people in that house that are the biggest, they are the first to lecture you on tolerance and compassion, who sat there in their seats. Right? Didn't I guess even have the courtesy to try to flee the floor to try to make it look like they had to go to the bathroom or something? No, they wanted you to see that they refuse to stand. The reason why it's important to understand this is because everybody that's telling you, well, it's just this crazy wing on social media, and social media brings out the worst. If you look in Virginia right now, Abigail Spanberger was considered one of the most moderate members of the Democratic Party in Virginia. And what is she doing? She goes all around the Commonwealth saying, let your rage fuel you. You know, we've had three delegates now that have received so credible of death threats that the police actually had to go pick up and arrest somebody. One of them said, not only am I going to kill you, I know where your children are. You have Jay Jones texting. This is the guy running for Attorney General. The chief law enforcement officer of the Commonwealth of Virginia was, texting out about he hoped that a child would die in their mother's arms of one of his Republican colleagues so that he could know what it felt like and maybe change his mind on policy. And when he was called out on it, originally, he just doubled down. Okay, so you don't get to tell me that this is just some radical element in their mom's basement. It is not. This has become mainstream thinking within the Democratic Party. When you have a member of the Chesterfield School Board, which is one of our wealthiest counties in Virginia, in central Virginia, coming out and saying, I thought we used to celebrate when Nazis got shot. You need to understand, Charlie Kirk may be the stand-in for the rest of us, right? But that's what it is. Had it been me, had it been someone else, I have no doubt they would have remained seated or they would have run out of the building because we're bad people. Why would you celebrate? Why would you honor bad people? In fact, why wouldn't you celebrate the death of bad people? And once you start to understand that this is so ingrained, I find it comical that it was Speaker Don Scott that told me I was wrong. It was this other delegate that decided to chastise me. I was wrong when I said this is a war of diametrically opposed worldviews. I didn't say people, I said worldviews. And then you go right back on the floor and you see it demonstrated in real time. All the Republicans stood up in solidarity against political violence. And all the Democrats, or not all of them, most of them, either fled the room or remained seated. How am I wrong? I'm tired of being told I'm wrong. I would love to be shown that I'm wrong. But they always tell me I'm wrong while showing me I'm right. So I believe them now. And so should you. So should you. We don't have to like that this is the situation, but this is the situation. And the people that believe it are not just the crazies. The people that believe it are the ones that hold power within the Democratic Party. And if we don't come to grips with that, they're going to win. They're going to win. They're poised to win in Virginia right now, next Tuesday, unless we have enough people that we have the votes. It's a question of whether or not they'll show up. And right now, a lot of them have it in Virginia. And so we'll see what happens.